How's it going, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. The channel has surged in growth over the past couple of days, so thank you so much, everybody, for your support of myself, of the various hobbies, whether you collect sports cards, sneakers, jerseys, what have you, Pokemon. It's an amazing, amazing time to be a hobbyist, but thank you so much, everybody. With that being said, if you like what you see, and you enjoy the content, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and hit the bell to receive notifications. I do have an eBay store called the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of each and every single video and short that I upload here on YouTube. Just a bit of an update. I ran out of upload slots over at my eBay store. Pardon me. I think you're allowed up to 250 free listings per month, at least for myself, because, you know, I've got over 1,400 feedbacks at this point. So, and over, I think, 1,200 or 1,300 items I've sold over time. So I've got that number up to 250. And once that happens, eBay starts charging you. And I'm not giving them any more money than what they're getting already through feeds and bullshit. So, I have a bunch of orders right here, and I actually have 2 more orders I have to process. So thank you so much, everybody. I'll get these out as soon as humanly possible. I really, really appreciate your continued support of my eBay store. And that's going to be the topic of today, sports cards and sports card addiction. All of these content creators have it wrong, in my opinion, because they're not talking about human nature. Someone that has experienced human nature at its worst, having an illegal immigrant girlfriend who only wanted me to marry her to become a citizen, called the police on me 4 times and tried to have criminal charges brought up against me, which were summarily dismissed, to having stopped a knife-wielding maniac from stabbing or potentially, you know, unaliving one of my neighbors, is still walking free here on the property. To my father dying, to my buddy next door who died. And it keeps going on and on and on. My involvement at the World Trade Center in 2001 when I was 24 years old, for the 5 days that I was there after it happened, from the 12th to the 16th, you see what real evil is. I've got a unique point of view when it comes to human nature, and people suck. People are inherently evil. People will take care of themselves first before they help somebody else. Do you really think that these people that believe in charity, when they stuff money in an envelope, that they're truly helping anybody? They're not. These same people that like to donate money to these charities, how much of a percentage of that charity money is being taken out for the organization, and what's left for the actual poor person? Don't some of these people go into their closets and take off their shirts and donate them to a homeless person face to face and actually look at the person they're donating to? No. But they want to feel good doing it. They want the pat on the back. They want the notoriety. That's the dirty secret of sports card addiction. This has nothing to do with big pulls. You know what I had to do to earn these 2 cards? That's my Ken Griffey PSA 10 star rookie. That's my Bowman Chrome batting Shohei Ohtani from 2018. You know how I had to grind to get these 2 cards? I had to earn the right to make enough money to purchase these at the time. Of course, they've appreciated in value. But what kind of value? To me, sentimental value. I never had a Ken Griffey Jr. as a kid. I always wanted one of these. I finally got one. I wasn't expecting to get a Shohei Ohtani batting rookie, but I did. The situation was right. The price was right. And I got lucky, but I had to work for it. I had to earn it. Many of you have probably noticed by now why I'm wearing a Make America Charlie Kirk hat, for good reason. This has nothing to do with the chase. Let's just say, here's my Shohei Ohtani 2024 pink refractor. This is a Mojo refractor from Bowman, numbered out of 199. Let's just say if this was a superfractor that everybody's chasing, like the Paul Skeens 1/1 patch auto last year. This has nothing to do with the card in and of itself. In some form it does, yeah, because some of these cards do appreciate in value over time, depending on supply, demand, prestige, notoriety, etc., etc. But listen to the words I'm using. Prestige, notoriety. Unfortunately, because of social media, which this is social media, this is my YouTube channel, I don't pull any punches here on the channel. I speak freely. Social media creates the illusion that everybody's happy and everybody's fine and people have money coming out of their ass and, you know, they film themselves taking these expensive trips and blah, 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 blah. But then meanwhile, they owe hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in back taxes, or they're paying child support and all this bullshit. But when they go on camera, hey, look at me. It's a whole song and dance and bullshit. But when you look at the sports card hobby, you look at guys like Striker Breaks. He did something rather remarkable recently, and I actually made a video about this where he took a bunch of junk wax era cards and lit a bonfire and threw all them cards away because they're essentially worthless. To prove a point that it's more than just value. Are you ready for this, sports card peoples out there, to actually get a dose of what this is really about? It has nothing to do with the chase. It has nothing to do with the value in and of itself. Yeah, cards do become valuable over time. It's about reward. It's about accomplishment. People want to feel accomplished. You know that whole diversity, equity, inclusion thing, DEI bullshit that the left is still trying to push to this day? Thank God for the Great Pumpkin in the White House and people like Charlie Kirk that exposed it for what it is. Overweight, obese fat people will never be able to run a marathon unless they lose weight and they work out. They get themselves physically fit and they change their diet. But fat people will blame the food first. You know these jackasses that sue McDonald's for the hot coffee cup? Don't you think a hot coffee is hot, that maybe you shouldn't be touching it in a certain way? But they sue McDonald's. So now McDonald's puts a cardboard sleeve around the cup so people don't burn themselves. And people are still trying to find ways to make easy money. Instant gratification. I want to feel good. I want the notoriety. I want the prestige. I want instant riches. That's the dirty secret behind sports card addiction. Human nature, greed, sloth, envy. They need to be more important than what you think you really are. At the end of the day, we get crust at the corner of our eyes. Some of us foam at the mouth in the corners here. Sometimes, and I do it too, saliva will launch out of my mouth unexpectedly when I'm speaking to people. Sometimes when I'm wiping my rear end, I'll get a little poop on my fingers. It happens, especially with shitty toilet paper. That's why I use wipes. Flushable wipes, by the way. Ones that degrade in water. I am a journeyman plumber, by the way, which also saying that, when I was a journeyman plumber in New York, guess what? When I got into the union, I had to do a 5-year apprenticeship. Lawyers, doctors, even the police have to go through some kind of training. When you go into the military, you have to do training. But oh, no, not today's society. This is where DEI comes in. I'm fat, black, trans, gay, cross-dressing, guilty white liberal, with fish hooks in the cheeks, tattoos on the eyeballs. I dress up as a leather Elmer Fudd, with my partner who wears a leather Wile E. Coyote costume, and we beat each other with hamburger buns and smash each other in the face with pillows covered with mayonnaise and Italian seasoning. And I want to be a doctor. And if you don't make me a doctor, well, I'm going to call your family and your friends and tell them that you're a bully and that you're prejudiced and racist and you're a fucking ugly, disgusting, gross human being that is otherwise spooky and strange to the normies. The normies have been running the planet for a very long time. It's called natural selection. And then you, goofball leftist, comes along commanding and demanding that we give you things because you said so. All of this stuff has a lot to do with the sports card hobby because people want instant reward, instant gratification. They think that if they open up thousands of dollars worth of wax, that somehow they're going to be a millionaire. They're going to be on the news. Look at me! Look at me! There are 4,000 of these, aren't there? So there's 4,000 happy human beings out there that happen to have one of these. I wanted to be a comic book artist as a young kid in school. Didn't happen. I tried I tried out for my varsity team and junior varsity team as far as baseball is concerned. And I had 3 years of Little League behind me. And my dad was grooming me for that. Didn't happen. Then my dad tried to push me to become a police officer. That didn't happen. I took the test back in New York when there were 3 separate police departments. New York City Housing, New York City Transit, and then your beat cops on the street. Didn't happen. Because you had to have college credits. And I had no more interest in school because by the time I graduated high school, I had 47 credits with pre-college credit built into it already. But my interest wasn't interested. Didn't care. And now look at me all these years later. After going through all the 9/11 lawsuits and bullshit, I took some of that money and started my own eBay business. Who would have thought? To supplement my income. I'm not making $1 million. You know what I mean? I got problems off camera. All of you have seen the things I've talked about. The things I've gone through and experienced. A lot of it is tragic, especially with the death of my father. Whether you like it or not, there are people in this world that are destined to be drug addicts, potheads, alcoholics, homeless. They're destined to become murderers, PDF files, child touchers, criminals. You can't save the world. I'm just learning this lesson all over again. I thought I learned this lesson in life, but I'm having to force myself to teach myself all over again about what it is to stop trying to save people and stop trying to fix people and change people. But the illusion of the internet, plus this obsessive need to be like the person on the internet, to feel some sort of meaningless accomplishment. I want to be famous. I want this. I want that. It's narcissism. The true reason why there's hobby addiction in the sports card hobby, people want notoriety. They want to feel accomplished. They want to feel like they did something meaningful by pulling an expensive picture of a man with a piece of his shirt in it and or an autograph with gold numbers on it, numbered to 5 or 1. Like this one is numbered to 199. It's more than just trying to chase value in these cards. These people want to accomplish something. They want to feel accomplished. And they want it through attrition. And they're willing to spend all of their money. I knew the game was up this year. As far as this year is concerned, who knows what's going to happen in 2026? I might start ripping wax again. Once I pulled that Barry Bonds auto on camera, that's basically when I stopped. That was the top of the heap for little old me. And I am nobody. I'm nobody. I'm not going to try to pretend to be something I'm not. I don't have a cape. You know, I don't wear spandex tights flying around in the sky with lasers coming out of my eyes. That's unrealistic. I am realistic in the fact that I have to pay taxes on my business, or I have to file taxes. I have to file all sorts of licensing and all of this stuff. I have to satisfy my customers when they buy my sports cards. Here you go. For what it is. Right? Be fucking real. And a lot of people just don't know when to stop. When I pulled that Barry Bonds auto, I knew I was done for the year. I reached the top of the heap. I got one of the biggest pulls I ever pulled out of a pack of cards. And right now that thing in an SGC 8.5 Auto 10 is about $1,000. I pulled all sorts of crazy cards on this channel. But that was the top of the heap for me. I never thought I'd get a Barry Bonds auto. Out of what, a $15 box of cards, hanger box from Topps Update flag from last year, or this year, I should say, excuse me. But now, what's it doing? Sitting in a box in my closet. So what changed? Nothing. Still the same guy, still talking on camera, still doing my reviews. It's changed nothing. Except that I have a cool card in my collection. That's it. Does it make me feel accomplished? Oh, I was happy when it happened, but now all this time has passed, and has it really changed anything in my life? Bad things are still happening in my life. There are bad people surrounding me, unfortunately, which I've talked about here on the channel. I've had to disown one of my best friends for the past 10 years because, you know, he's a two-faced snake. And if his wife found out about the things that he's done behind her back, things that I witnessed personally, along with other things that he's trying to game the system with, he would find himself in a heap of trouble in more ways than one. Like my ex-girlfriend, here on a visa. She's not a citizen. She only wanted to marry me because she wanted to become a backdoor citizen, because I didn't give her what she wanted and I didn't move out of here when she commanded and demanded me to, or walked away from my friends at that time, she did this horrible thing to me. That's a fucking fact. And the paperwork is on my community page to prove that all those charges were summarily dismissed, dropped. It didn't even go in front of the judge. I had people accuse me of being a 9/11 fraud because, you know what, a lot of us got a name and recognition and pageantry and awards. I shied away from that stuff. I'm an outsider in the 9/11 family. I'm not going to use the C word. Community implies communism. I don't believe in communism. Fuck communism. I shouldn't have to give things to make other people fucking artificially rise out of their own rot. Do like what I did. Lose 80 pounds. Then you can run the fucking marathon. But don't come at me because of your fat tits and your greasy McDonald's-filled skin flaps with black moles under your neck that have hair that looks like fucking cactus needles growing out of it, trying to bully me into falling in love with you. All right? There is something called natural selection. Not everybody's meant to make it, folks. Some people are meant to just be what you are, period. And those that do make it had to give up a lot of things. They had to sacrifice. They had to spend tons of money. You don't think President Trump didn't have to sacrifice things to get to where he is? Look at what's happened to him. People have tried to kill him twice. They just found a bird's nest or a lookout nest or a hunting bench in a tree recently. That somebody's still trying to go after him, and they will probably continue to go after him. Look what happened with Charlie Kirk. People get offended by success these days, and as a result, they're willing to do anything to take success away from somebody else and give it to themselves or use it for themselves. People just have this obsessive need to want to be accomplished. They want to say, look at what I pull out of a pack. Look at this thing. Oh my God. Give me money. Donate to Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Do like what I did. Start your own business. I feel more accomplished doing this than anything I've ever done in my life, with the exception of the birth of my kids and this business. And I've had to go through a lot to get to this point. I've earned my place in society, and there are people still trying to take it away from me. My ex-girlfriend, illegal immigrant ex-girlfriend, by the way, who's still harassing me to this day because she's still trying to pressure me to do all this stuff, and no. Why? So that you could take half my shit and then run back to fucking Honduras or wherever she lives? Doesn't even belong in this country. That's a fact. Fuck you. You want to call me a racist? Tough shit. Those are facts. These are the laws of the land that need to be obeyed and observed. The true addiction when it comes to the sports card hobby, it's a fact that people want notoriety, they want fame, and they don't want to work. They think that if they open up all of this wax, that they're going to pull a super card out of there, a one-of-one superfractor patch auto something or other, like the Paul Skeens. The Paul Skeens is the best example of this. The one-of-one patch auto that Dick's Sporting Goods purchased off of a little kid that probably innocently pulled it out of a pack. Imagine if that, look what happened. I even talked about this on the channel. Let's wind this back a little bit. When I was trying to buy Topps Chrome last year, you couldn't get it. The box is 3 and 4x in value because of the illusion of making money, taking advantage of suckers who are looking for these cards. That's why I stopped. Because you got to see through all of this shit. It's nothing more than a money-making scheme. Yeah, it's fun to have hobbies. Again, do I have to mention that right here in front of me, I have Transformers toys that I collect as well. I have other hobbies that I enjoy. Not just sports card collecting and sneaker collecting and jersey collecting. I like to balance it out. So I don't choose one or the other. But doesn't change my life. All it is a fidget spinner. It's a Rubik's Cube, that Megatron. Doesn't change my life in any way. And when I want to exit the world for a little bit and focus on myself, I'll sit there, fidget with it, put them in a cool dynamic pose, put them back up on my desk. That's it. Otherwise, still have to pay the rent, still have to pay the bills, still have to feed myself, and I still have to deal with the bullshit in life. People refuse to accept reality. Not everyone is meant to be successful. Not everyone is meant to be a movie star. Not everybody is meant to be up on stage singing at a concert. No one can fly. No one has laser beams coming out of their eyes. There's no such thing as fucking dragons or any of this make-believe stuff. Well, my pronoun is it, what, who, pronoun. Here's my name tag. You have to respect me because I said so, because I think I'm special. Because I know deep in my heart when I look in the mirror, I'm spooky and fucking weird because I have a door knocker in my nose. This shit. The bull ring thing. Or the fucking tribal earrings or hoops or whatever the fuck they stick in their faces and heads. But to the rest of the world, you're spooky, strange, and weird. And quite frankly, unattractive. And that's where DEI comes in. The illusion that somehow you think you are who you are and you're trying to make yourself special. You're trying to bully people into accepting you. That's not how the world works. You have to earn it. Earn your fucking place. And that's where the addiction comes from in the sports card hobby. People want that instant money. You know how many thousands of dollars, I'm sure, like Striker Breaks, for example, and Western New York cards, guys like that. Anybody that does big-time box breaks here on YouTube, I'm sure that they have their own businesses outside of YouTube where they sell their cards. They'll keep cards for their personal collection like I do, but the rest of it, in order to sustain themselves, and I'm sure they probably have deals with Topps and Bowman and all that kind of stuff to get discounts, or they'll get review units just like in a Transformers hobby. They have to sustain that somehow, some way. They've earned their place to do that because they grinded for it. They worked for it. You really think you're going to open up a pack of cards and magically pull out a $10,000 card? The chances of you doing that is like you sitting indoors during a lightning storm while taking a shit on your toilet and getting hit by lightning 3 times in a row. It doesn't happen. I never thought I would ever pull a Barry Bonds auto, and I did. I got lucky. But not everybody's going to be a baseball player. Not everybody's going to be a football player. Not everybody is going to be on TV. It just doesn't happen. Get fucking real. Accept your life for what it is. Yeah, it's nice to live off of hopes and dreams and wishes, but it doesn't happen, folks. It doesn't happen to everybody, including me. I'm lucky I have the things I have because I earned it. The fact that you're fat, black, trans, gay, cross-dressing, guilty, ugly, white liberal with yellow teeth broken off at the gum line, again with fish hooks in your forehead and tattoos that are up to here, and your face looks like this, and you're unattractive. You know, you ever see the Antifa BLM types? They all look like this. Look at what's out in the street. They all got swollen beer bellies because they're horrible people. They don't reflect. They don't look in the mirror. I knew my health was in trouble many, many moons ago. That's why I lost all that weight. I care enough about myself to not be a narcissist. Plus, I'm getting older. I'm going to be 49 come this April. I have to take better care of myself as I'm getting older. I want to try to look and feel as young as I can without worrying about a heart attack or a stroke. But people want to overrate themselves. The media causes people. Have you ever noticed that in the media, everybody talks like this? Hit it, Johnny. Well, you just never know. Does anybody really talk like that? Of course not. It's to emotionally hook you in. And when people here on the interwebs watch breakers, and even me, ripping wax, and somehow you pull out a magical numbered card, they instantly like, wow, I want to do that too. But it's all about luck. It's luck. This is a fucking lottery ticket. This is a lottery ticket. And when you're spending all of your money and destroying your family and destroying your home just for this, do like what I did. Stop for a while. Very easy to self-reflect, folks. This is all about meaningless accomplishment because people today need to feel special. They need to feel unique. They need to feel like they stand out. And I say, fuck you, because when you wake up first thing in the morning, I'm sure, especially you guys out there, when you're taking a leak, you hit the brim of the bowl once in a while. You misfire. You're just like the rest of us man monkeys. And you ladies, let's not talk about what happens to you every 20 to 28 days. You're human. Get over it. You're nothing special. Some people just get lucky, and some people are that lucky. I don't get jealous of some people. I mean, In the Bible, it says, do not covet thy neighbor's goods. Don't try to be like other people. Be like yourself. Stop trying to chase this. Work for it if you want it. That's the true heart of the sports card addiction. The obsessive compulsive need to feel accomplished because they have nothing else in their lives. Like these Star Wars idiots that dress up as Darth Vader and all of that sort of thing, and the stormtroopers. They need to feel special because the person underneath doesn't look like this. So they need to feel special by covering their faces. That's where the furries come from, just like the nitwit that did this to Charlie Kirk. Meaningless achievements for meaningless people. Not everybody is meant to make it in this world. Some people are just meant to come and go. Some people are meant to be drug addicts and potheads. Some people are meant to be homeless in the street. You can't fucking save everybody. And if you think that you're going to accomplish something in your life by trying to get one of these, you're lying to yourself. Do like what I did. Start a sports card business. Then take it from there and see what happens. And if you pull that magical card, stop. It's that simple. This is all about human nature, folks. It has nothing to do about the chase. It's about meaningless accomplishment. It's about people needing to feel special. This world is fucking lousy enough as it is. And you need to validate yourself by pulling a photograph of a man with a number under it. Yeah, it's nice. This is where people like me criticize the hobby quite a bit because this was meant to be innocent. And now it's turned into a multi-million-dollar business. And with the internet, it just makes things worse and convinces people that they're going to be world famous if they pull a super expensive card. What I had to do to save up the money to get this thing, and I'm lucky I did when I did because now look what it's worth. But I earned it. I didn't claim DEI. Maybe I should sit there and eat a bunch of fucking chicken fat and steak fat and make myself 500 pounds and then blame the world for my own fatness like these people do. It's narcissism, folks. Not everybody's meant to be anything. People are not everybody's meant to be a rock star, folks. Some people are just not going anywhere. You are what you are. Take what you have. Look at the best example of that is Ricky Berwick. If you can do what Ricky Berwick does, you fucking won right there. Take a disadvantage, turn it into an advantage. But don't lie to the rest of us when you're trying to be fucking, some cross-dressing weirdo who's trying to win a swimming competition and you're actually a man and you're bullying on women that are smaller and not as strong as you are. It's disgusting, isn't it? That people who normally can't bench press 150 pounds like their fellow men, they have to put on a dress, call themselves a girl, duct tape their wee-wee to the side of their leg and then go bully up on women who can't lift 150 pounds. But they got their trophy because they need to feel like they won something. They need to feel like they accomplished. I want to feel special. You're not fucking special. You're a crook, you're a fraud, and you're a fake. Fuck DEI and fuck all of this nonsense. A true accomplishment is paying your bills. Working for your certificates, working. I did a 30-hour OSHA class. I think I showed my OSHA card here a long time ago. 30-hour OSHA safety class just for the sake of learning what it is to run a business and how to do it safely. I know I'm in my own home. I don't have my own office space. Fine. I don't have my own building. I don't have a staff. It's little old me. But I feel accomplished because I earn it. I earn it. What's your excuse? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Take care, everybody.